Hello?
Yeah, what you doing?
Yeah, I'm just on a beach with Gerald, the fitness mascot.
Look, review Matt Does Fitness.
Matt does fitness. doesn't make any sense. You can't do fitness.
Do it!
All right, okay. Matt does fitness. Let's do it. Time on the board. A-hole here. Thank you very much for joining me once again. Gerald, the fitness mascot, is here. I forgot in the last video. Who knew that a fake penguin could be so popular? But he appreciated every single one of your comments. Imagine you've never watched a video before. Now you think I am crazy. But look, another week has passed. Last week I asked you, well, we did our, should you listen to them series? I say throw some names in the comment. And the winner, I mean, don't really, what do they win? Some bald idiot talking about them. But the winner is Matt Does Fitness. Now, Matt Does Fitness is quite interesting because I knew of Matt Does Fitness before I even started doing the YouTube fitness game. Because he's massive, right? He's absolutely massive. He absolutely smashed it. I always want to make that clear too. Just because I'm not giving you my opinion on Matt, I mean in general. But just because I may not agree or I may agree or whatever, these people are still incredible. They're killing the game. They're absolutely killing it. So some people always go, well, does it matter what you say? You're nothing compared to them. I know. Do you think I'm blind? Do you think I'm Stevie Wonder? Very superstitious. No, I'm well aware. It's just something that I enjoy doing, and that is that. So we're going to do Matt Does Fitness. He's been making videos for ages, as his bio says. My name is Matt, and I do fitness. I also eat quite a lot. And yeah, really, the majority of his channel is eating challenges, and they are quite entertaining. Where's the one that I ate my son's diet for a day, or 4 times my son's diet for a day, and he's basically become a vlogger in many ways, which is going to happen, right? He's evolved, it's transitioned, it makes all the sense in the world. But he did the 10,000 calorie diet of World's Strongest Man, which I intend to do one day, but we won't talk about it. But the video that really intrigued me was 4 reasons why you don't have abs / how to get a six-pack. You know, drew it to me straight away because I'm like, okay, now we can get into the nitty-gritty of how, well, he does his workout. You know, the dude is in good shape. So it's as simple as that. Let's do it. Let's start. Should you listen to Matt Does Fitness? Also, the intro is just a joke. You should call your YouTube channel whatever the hell you want.
And by far and away, the most common cause for you not having abs is that you're too fat. Okay, it sounds blindingly obvious, but you'll be amazed at how many people come to me and ask me what ab exercise should I be doing, what order should I be doing them in, how many sets should I do for my ab exercises when they're sitting at like 20% body fat.
Well, it's very blunt. You can't argue with that, but I think sometimes it's quite good to be direct with fitness. Also, the most important part is that he is telling, it's not like he's lying to you. It's not like he's a joke. I've seen other YouTubers when they talk about abs or say, I'm taking the magic pill that's going to make your abs show. And you're like, what are you talking about? Magic pill? Well, there's no such thing as a magic pill. It's not Jack and the Beanstalk. So he's right. And also, you know, if you had said this to me maybe 6 months ago, 8 months ago, a year ago, maybe I wouldn't have believed you so much. And I appreciate every single message I get. But I get a lot of people saying to me, Miller, what kind of ab exercises should I do to improve my abs so I can see them? And straight away, you're like, well, no, it's nothing to do with that. Like, it's important to work your core, but you need to, you know, get on a cardio machine. Or you need to drop your calories. That is how you're going to get abs. So actually quite a good piece of information to throw out there. You know, in terms of his delivery, it's either going to be for you, Gerald. It's either going to be for you or it's not going to be for you. But that's that's entertainment in general, right? Like some people may not like my demeanor, which is perfectly acceptable. You'll just be like my parents. Massive joke. Massive joke. My parents are lovely, lovely people. But so far, if we got like a tick box mechanism system, he's gonna tick.
There's no magic point at which your abs are revealed. It varies from person to person. Some people say, oh, you know, at 12% body fat, your abs suddenly become visible. It doesn't work that way. It depends on the individual. So I, for example, don't store much fat on my abs. That means I can be even as high as, say, 15% body fat and still have fairly visible abs, whereas other people could be down to, say, 12% and not have particularly visible abs. It does depend on your genetics.
That's excellent. That's the kind of stuff, this kind of stuff that gets me jazzed and it gets me pumped. Because I know I go on it all the time, but I do it because it's important. It's like when you're younger, breathe. Why should I breathe? Otherwise you'll die. That's why I keep going on about it. You cannot take other people's information and other people's training plans and other people's whatever and apply it to you. We did this in the video on Monday. The video we did on Monday, I talked about how I store all the fat in my ass. So if I want to have a fat ass, I'm going to have it. I do store a lot of fat around my belly too. I'm not sure when my abs continue to show, so I'm not going to throw a number out there. But I really enjoyed it when he said, I enjoyed it. Like I'm on a roller coaster, but I really enjoyed it because it's going to give you the confidence. Because again, if anybody tells you, Jill, when you get to 14% body fat, you're absolutely going to be able to see your abs, and you get there and you don't, you are going to start blaming yourself. But if you know, okay, maybe I have to get to 12, whatever, blah, 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 you're just going to keep the motivation alive. And momentum and motivation is actually the most important, and discipline. They're the most three important, consistency. But all of those things are so important when it comes. It's not like this, it's not a one-stop shop. And it would be great if it's a one-stop shop, because then you could treat it so basic. And you can go, well, I'm just going to do exactly what that person does, and I'll look like them, and everything will be happy. I get it as well. People say, Miller, what should I eat to look like you? Massive compliment. Can't believe some people say it. Deep down, trust me, you don't want to look like me. I don't know. I can't tell you, because we're all different.
They'll do chest, they'll do sets of 8 to 12 reps to their chest, they'll move on to shoulders and do sets of 8 to 12 reps, they move on to their triceps, do sets of 8 to 12 reps, move on to abs, do sets of like 50 reps, right? Where is the logic there? Your abs are a muscle group just like any other muscle group. They respond to a training stimulus in the same way as other muscles do, therefore you have to train them in the same way if you want them to grow.
Give them another tick. It's so true. I've never actually talked about it when it comes to abs or your core, but I've talked about it when it comes to calves. And there's this idea that you train everything, like he just said, in that 8 to 12 rep range, or a bit higher, a bit lower, depending on what you want to do. But you get to calves, 50 reps. Just rep it out. That's what I say for calves. Just rep it out. And you're still there going, oh yeah, I'm going to rep it out. I'm going to have massive calves. Why does, I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with doing that as a finisher, much as there's nothing wrong with doing that for a finisher, for chest, shoulders, arms, back, whatever, legs. But when it comes to your calves, you need to train them, and you need to get stimulus like you would with anything else. Where's the logic about, well, this is a different muscle part, therefore it's going to respond differently? It's not true. And it's the same with your abs. Now, the good thing about your abs is that, you know, the phrase abs are made in the kitchen means you can still have abs without actually training abs directly. But if you want to have better abs and your abs to look better, then of course you have to put the work in. Again, it's not magic. It's the science. It's really, really what it is, but it's a science with kind of little asterisks around it. I don't know, man. I don't know what the opinion of this guy is overall. I quite like him.
What people would do is that they'll be in a cut, they'll start to see their abs, they'll think, oh, this is sick, my abs are course, and that kind of motivates them to train their abs more. They train their abs more, they see their abs more, it's kind of like a positive cycle, right? Then conversely, they get into a bulk, they start to get a bit fat, they can't see their abs, they think, oh, there's no point training my abs now because I can't see them anyway, right? It's kind of this bulking mentality of like, you know, I'm going to get fat and massive and really big and strong. I'm not going to see my abs, so let's just not bother training them.
There's 3 ticks, he's away now, because the video is what, four whatever he says, 4 tips for getting abs, whatever, 4 reasons why you don't have abs. So he's only got 1 more. So even if the last one is you got to talk to an alien, he's still going to get 3 out of 4. So he's passed the test. That's pretty much how it works. Just made that up at the top of my head. I totally get it, right? And I think we've all been there. When the bulking is the hardest thing in the world if you are going to go to the traditional bulk cut. Because as soon as you start putting on layers of fat, you just look like, it looks like you've stopped lifting weights at some points, doesn't it? It's amazing. Like, sometimes you can actually lose weight and get more ripped, and people go, oh my gosh, you got so bigger. What did you do? And you're like, who the hell are you? What's your voice? But that's just the mystery of lifting weights. It's because you've got cuts and everyone can see your muscles more. Whereas when you're carrying more fat, you look great in a jumper. Like I'm massive, but you know, when you're taking clothes off or whatever, you're not going to look as ripped, and you will lose the motivation and the encouragement to train specific body groups. The other thing as well is, you know, a great motivator for some people is when they're in the gym and they've got a pump, your arms are going to look good, you're going to have the vein. If you're working shoulders, they're going to pop out. Same with chest, same with legs, right? It's hard to get a massive, to make your quads look huge, but it will happen. You don't get that with abs. So, you know, what's the point? Because again, he said it in the video himself. I'm not sure whether I'll show it. You're not getting that positive stimulus where you're like, well, I can see it, and now I'm going to absolutely follow it down. So all of this is top tier advice. I think if you actually followed this, well, I don't think actually what I'm saying. If you followed this, you're going to come out the other side not only more knowledgeable, but more educational and probably more confident. I quite like the way he's like, here's the deal, Jack. He ain't mucking around.
I've had it in the past where, like with a client, for example, I've seen them in real life and their abs look pretty decent. They then send me a photo and I'm like, what the hell is that? Where have your abs gone? You've got to remember that when you're making a judgment on how good someone's abs are, like if I say to you now, think of 5 people with the best abs you know, I guarantee most of those people are probably going to come from Instagram, right?
Matt Does Fitness. 4 out of 4. Do a tick on the screen. Maybe I've already decided to do that when I edited it. Now he's talking about not being dragged into Instagram nonsense. Isn't he right, Gerald? Imagine he talked. He doesn't talk. Look, I can do whatever I want them. But again, it's the worst thing about fitness. I'm going to do a whole video on it soon. I've done it before. I'm going to do it again because I just enjoy talking about it. But it can be so crippling to your mental health because you'll see somebody that is, and there's nothing wrong with it as long as you're aware, but somebody on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or whatever who has completely I don't want to say manipulated a picture because that's got a negative connotation, but they have, they've changed it to a point. Maybe they've used Photoshop, or maybe they have the right kind of lights. Maybe they've got a professional video and photography team in to make them look as good as possible. Think about bodybuilding competitions. They literally put you under a light and they smear tan on you to make you look as good as possible. I tell you this, if you have never put on fake tan, forget about all the stigma that's for women. What are you talking about? It's 2020. Do whatever the hell you want. Honestly, get some fake tan. You can do it yourself, you can do it with somebody else. Even if you just want to do it, you look nuts, right? But even if you just want to do it on your front, then wash it off straight away. Put some fake self-tanner, fake tan, whatever it's called on. You will feel so much better. The confidence boost it will give you is incredible because it makes you look bigger and it makes you look more ripped. Of course it does. That's why people does it. It gives you a healthy glow. And that is what he's getting into here. It's exactly the same with abs. There are certain ways and means that you can shoot someone and ultimately make your abs look better. So that's Matt Does Fitness. I liked him a lot. I was kind of surprised as well because I'm not saying I judged him a bit, but he looked like a gym bro at first. And I mean that in a compliment. Like he looked like a dude, gym bro. But no, smart dude. Like him. I think you should listen to him. Haven't subscribed, go give him a subscribe. Otherwise, give me a subscribe. Please do that if you enjoyed it, of course. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment below. Who else should I talk about? I really enjoy these videos. It's like opening my eyes to a brand new world. If you want to support me financially, you can. Patreon.com/SimonMiller316. Word of YouTube, it's a dangerous place. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at SimonMiller316. Merchandise, SimonMiller.BigCartel.com. Click the other video on the screen, and I will see you soon. And so will Gerald. I didn't mean to kiss him.